Hey, I may wait a couple days to upload this one, but I know it's something that people bring up. I've talked about this issue quite a bit, but is balkanization part of the plan? Whether, the powers that be, the deep state, whichever term you want to use, the capitalists, bourgeoisie, or whichever. Is it really part of the plan to want this country to separate so that they can make more money? I don't know. Something to think about, isn't it? So that they can have more control over certain areas and, bankrupt other countries. It's possible. It is. I think it's something that I'm going to leave that up to you, the audience, to answer, because I don't have a clear response. And obviously, we don't know completely, do we? It's always a problem with conspiracy theories. They can make their assumptions and they can have all this information afterwards, but that doesn't really help us in the here and now. They can make assumptions about what happened before and try to make inferences into what happened. And so, like I was doing in the video, talking about the Soviet Union, it strengthened the Western powers when the Soviet Union did collapse. Because not only do you get the Baltics back into the Western sphere of influence, you also, have the rise of a lot of, and I have a book on my shelf right now. Let me see if I can find it. I'm thinking, where did I put it? Oh, yeah. Talking about the Kremlin and talking about the gangsters that took over Russia after the fall of the Soviet Union. And, how basically it was just like the Wild Wild West in the 90s. In the basically in Russia. And then, of course, you have Putin, who has rebuilt the country. And some people will say that he basically just learned to play the game with the mob. And the mob still exists, but it's not as violent as it was, or the various mafias that exist. I'm not going to delve into that because I have no idea. What I will say is that it's we have to be cognizant. I'll put it this way. We have to be very cognizant of being co-opted. And things will get co-opted. There's no doubt about that. And I think that, the thing is that a lot of folks are idealistic right now when they want to talk about socialism. Well, we need to get as many people on our side as possible, or we need, or the right will talk about, well, we need strong families and you need to have babies and everything else like that. Which, for either side, that's fine and good. To me is that I don't want to play the goon for anybody. I'm too old for that. I don't feel like playing the chump to anybody. That's how I feel. A lot of people may disagree. And I know, I have a mixed audience of, right-wing folks and left-wing folks. And, or just maybe MLs, because like I've heard before is that MLs are not left-wing. But, it is something to think about. Is it really part of the plan to let this country break apart so that it's easier so that the elites or whatever can fly off and terraform the moon or Mars? I don't know. Like I said, it's not too far out of reality, but I think that they're not quite there yet. They're not quite there yet. Virgin, Beardy Branson, as the Top Gear guys have said, Beardy Branson isn't quite there yet. Elon Musk, not quite there yet. The Chinese, are definitely getting better. Their systems are moving up, as much as the anti-China rhetoric is out there. I could see Western politicians and the fat cats of the West could go over to China and go to wherever they're launching these interstellar aircraft, or these interstellar craft. I guess I'll put it that way, because they're not air. They're not in the air, but yeah, spacecraft. Excuse me. And to use them and terraform these planets. Terraform. The only thing I can really think of, just an interesting side note, it tells you how much of a nerd I am, with terraforming, is from Red Dwarf. Y'all know Red Dwarf? There any sci-fi, comedy show fans out there? It's cold outside. Something, something comatose, and drinking fresh mango juice. Goldfish shows nibbling at my toes. Fun, fun, fun. Do 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 in the sun, sun, sun. Anyway, sorry. I want to lie strict neck and comatose and drinking. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I saw that they had released a new, probably one of their last, but nonetheless a little mini movie that they did, which is nice. Like I say, I've watched quite a bit of Red Dwarf. I enjoyed it. I probably enjoy the commentaries a bit more and seeing their relationship. I probably enjoy that anyway. But that's a side note. What else would balkanization be used for other than as a ploy for elites to leave this planet when things get really bad? Would they go underground? I don't know. Like I say, I think I'll leave it there. I don't think there's much else to say that, but maybe that's my kind of regressive sort of conspiracy theorist take of, well, maybe balkanization isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes I get stuck in a way and get stuck in my attitudes, and that's not always the best thing. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Put your opinions and your theories down in the comments below and say, I've got a different one than you. And I'll probably say, oh, that's an interesting point. Wow, good point. I'll probably put something like that. As y'all know, I try to keep it, relatively short when I'm replying. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoy that. See you later. Bye-bye.